With the death of President Lincoln came many new changes, including the inauguration of President Andrew Johnson. During the Reconstruction period, Johnson was infamous for granting thousands of pardons to former Confederate supporters, putting the vast majority of them in office by 1865. Congress, however, believed that this was a direct abuse of power, leading them to pass the Tenure of Office Act. The act stated that any official appointed by the President with the consent of the Senate would require similar consent for dismissal. Johnson, however, believed that this act was unconstitutional, and he therefore ignored it by replacing his current Secretary of War. Once Congress heard about Stanton's dismissal, they instantly began the impeachment process for Andrew Johnson.
Yes, of course he should have been impeached. Instead of cooperating with Congress, he went against it. He thwarted and delayed the execution of laws, and has willfully violated a law put in place by the American Senate. The power of impeachment of officers lies in the government, the Senate of America, not in the President.
Well, I regret to disagree with so many of my fellow politicians, but he should not be impeached. What law does the record show the President to have violated? Is it the Tenure of Office Act? If so, the constitutionality of this act is already in question, and it is fully in the President's right to replace whomever he deemed worthy. All of these proceedings are just in the hysteria of such an unprecedented action. In reality, the man has done no wrong.
Of course, I believe Johnson should be impeached. He is the epitome of tyranny, and I believe his impeachment will lead to the end of slavery. President Johnson has an utter disregard of the Constitution and laws, and he should be impeached for it. However, it is wrong to settle the impeachment merely in light of recent events, but rather on the basis of his entire presidency.
Okay, Johnson should not have been impeached. The Constitution says that you can only be impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors. What Johnson did, he broke an unconstitutional law, so he's not guilty of an impeachable offense. So therefore, he should not have been impeached.
Andrew Johnson violated the Tenure of Office Act, and for that alone, he should have been impeached. It doesn't matter if he didn't put those people in office who he later removed. What matters is that he violated a law passed by Congress, democratically valid, and he completely ignored that and did his own thing, which goes against the governmental system of checks and balances, and for that he should have been reprimanded by impeachment.
Who's Andrew Johnson? Okay, I seriously have no idea what the case is about.
Andrew Johnson should have been impeached because he totally violated Congress and the Tenure of Office Act.
Finally, the vote was turned over to the House of Representatives.
President Johnson has an utter disregard of the Constitution and laws.
Okay,
Is the red light gonna be on?
yeah, so
I don't see a red light.
there's no red light, go.
Lyndon B. Johnson violated...
It's not Lyndon, it's
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Andrew Johnson should have been impeached because, oh my God.
Constitution for high crimes and misdemeanors.